Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fight Night Go Home show before its very own individual pay-per-view, which will be, of course, the Warzone pay-per-view. My name is Darren Jacobs, and welcome back to WIW. We kick off tonight with a match between one member of the Wolfpack, David Lee, is the Fight Night Tag Team Champions, and they'll be taking on one member, of course, of the Vikings of Destiny, to give us a feel of what we can expect. Last week, of course, we saw the match between the Vikings of Destiny and the Wolfpack, and despite the Vikings of Destiny trying to get cheap shots on them, the Wolfpack still walked out victorious. So tonight, they get a match. Of course, remember, they get in a choice of stipulation, and they will announce that later to the time. But the Wolfpack, they've asserted their dominance over the Vikings of Destiny, but the Vikings of Destiny continue to fight back with the cheap shots, and David tonight trying to get a cheap shot back of his own if he can. We've had a lot of one-on-one matches between the Vikings of Destiny and the Wolfpack in preparation for what is going to be a spectacular tag team contest for the Fight Night Tag Team Championships. And look at this, and the bell rings as the Vikings of Destiny get ready. Hold on a minute, and it looks like his tag team partner has arrived as well. We saw this on the last show at Monday Night Mayhem, which resulted between the last set of the tag team championship match, which is up, up, down, down, and the linebacks. And now a similar theme here. Steve, of course, is banned from the ringside. The entire Wolfpack will have no members at ringside helping them tonight, at the request of the general manager, to give them a little bit of preparation for their match at the pay-per-view. But it looks like the general manager had no problems letting Loki come down to the ring to assist Noah in this matchup. David and Noah, I'm not sure they faced off. I think last time it was Loki and David that faced off, but David didn't pick up the victory in his solo match, and Steve did. So now he has to try and fight on for the group. It's been a decent year for him so far, of course, becoming tag team champion. First tag team champions, the Wolfpack. But now they need to start fighting on and applying the pressure, because they have a shot at every single title in the business. And tonight, they can get a little bit of damage done to one of the members, take him out, and pose the threat. They're going to make things a lot easier for their attempts to retain the tag team championships, which is what they realistically are aiming to achieve. And now look at this. Look at that, just pushing him down here. The Vikings of Destiny just refusing to give in it. Look at that massive knee strike already, and David in a spotted trouble. And is he really going to go down like that? Didn't think so. The knee strike coming in very quickly there. That quite caught me off guard. But the Vikings of Destiny not wasting any time tonight. Noah looking to pick up the victory already. Up on the shoulders. Oh, massive strike down. And David's bleeding already. But look at this. Fights on anyway. Refusing to give in. I thought maybe he was about to go for the cover and steal the win. But David fights back. Refusing to give in for anything right now. And look at this. The fight continues. The Wolfpack and the Vikings of Destiny. This has been a fight that has been brewing for weeks. And on Sunday, at the Warzone pay-per-view, we will finally have an answer to who will walk out the tag team champions. Remember, the Wolfpack last week won the 2-on-2 match, meaning they will get a choice at the stipulation. And look at this, crashing into the corner. David trying to fight back here. Oh, and not again. Oh no, and we know where this leads. Exactly like on Monday Night Mayhem. Looking to use the chair shot, and he does. Right to the skull. And David outnumbered and outmatched. And now the chair's coming into it. And now look at this. The Boston Crab. But David still fights on. And he's probably not going to be afraid to use that chair himself. And you can't help but feel that the general manager might have had a say in how this match has gone down so far. David crashing into the referee, but the 2-on-1 situation that it's turning into, I have a feeling that the general manager might have had this plan from the beginning to give them a taste of their own medicine. Flipped into the cover. He's taking a significant amount of damage. It might be enough, but it's not. David fighting back. Refusing to give in the chair. Being taken out of the ring by the referee, and that gives David a chance, an opportunity to fight on. I think we've seen David bleed nearly every week so far on WIW. But yet he fights on. He doesn't let the blood phase him. He doesn't let the damage he takes phase him. He gets up and he keeps fighting. And now look at this. Loki really getting involved here, trying to help his teammate out. Trying to give him back the upper hand. Because look at that. Caught him on the turnbuckle. And David refusing to give in. And now look at this. Massive shots in the corner before just tossing him across the ring. And it was a vicious, cheap chair shot. But it's not phased David. The game plan hasn't changed. Looking for the pile driver. Puts him away with the pile driver. Can he cover? Can he get the win here? Into the cover he goes. The referee decides he's not going for it. I guess he was arguing with Loki there, but he wasn't actually looking at Loki, so I thought maybe he'd go for the cover. And every match between these guys ends in blood. And the trend continues here tonight. Noah into the cover. It's only a 2. And like I say, in Monday Night Mayhem, we saw the linebacks do this to up, up, down, down. And now this week, the general manager has put David in a situation where that happens to him as well. And now look at this. And like I say, Steven and Sam and Travis not in a position to do anything. General manager specifically excluded everyone from ringside to give them some idea of what's going to happen at the pay-per-view when they are completely by themselves. And now look at this. David being torn apart here. Powerbomb. And drag into the middle of the ring. Look at the blood coming out of David's face. He's hurt. He's hurt badly. But he still fights on. And Noah can't believe it. But he's ready to put him away now for good. David in a lot of trouble, up on the shoulders again. Looking to slam him down, and he does. Good night, David. The Vikings of Destiny pick up the win. Not the glitch. Wait a minute. David fights on still. How on earth has David just got up from that? And he continues to fight on here. Oh, he's got him up on the shoulders. Oh, but no, once again, a counter. So much blood pouring from the faces of both of these men. And yet, neither one of them gives up. Spinebuster. David is taking a beating. And just nights before the Warzone pay-per-view, I'm not sure whether this was the best thing. This was the best course of action to carry on. I honestly would have just let him cover me. This match means nothing except pride. But there's so much hatred between these two teams that neither one of them wants to let the other one get upper hand. Looking for that pile driver to the knee again. What beautiful, beautiful move. And David fighting on here, representing the Wolfpack to the best of his ability here tonight. Doing everything he can, trying to stop the momentum of these monsters who are angry. They want their revenge for what happened to them at the high voltage at the Resurrection pay-per-view. Big knee to the face. Lights out for David. No, he still kicks. What? David still fights on somehow. And Noah can't believe it because David once again fights on, and now David ready to put this one away himself. Looking again for the pile driver. Package pile driver. And David might have it here. No distraction for the referee this time. David to steal the win. No, it's a 2 count. David thought he had it there. Look at that. It almost looks like his brains are splattered across his face there. The way it's laid out. So much destruction and chaos and damage done in this matchup. And we're not done yet. Oh, look at that. Look for a cannonball off the top rope. Big counter. But David not letting that deter him, up on the shoulders. Looking for the stun off the ropes. Connects. And we've seen matches end with that particular move. And David hoping that trend continues here. Into the cover, trying to get out of this match as a 2. And the one thing you can say about the Wolfpack, they use cowardly tactics. They cheat to get what they want. They'll do whatever it takes to get the title. But one thing you can say about them is that they never give in. And David is showing that right now. He knows that at the Warzone pay-per-view, the Wolfpack have a chance to leave with every single title. And we're only in the 2nd month of the calendar year. And another package pile driver, this time on the knee. And David shocking everyone here. Ambushed with a chair from the Vikings as the referee was taken out. Clearly that tactic that people were starting to realise it's a working method. Because they used it on Mayhem, and this week on Fight Night. Clearly we're going to need some new referees, because these referees are not proving to be very effective. They make a lot of bad calls, and they seem to miss out on a lot of key parts that go on. And look at David, wearing him down here on the turnbuckle. Down he goes, and now David looking to wrap up the match. Oh, wait a minute, was looking for the package pile driver. Countered, but he managed to turn it into an enziguri. Look at this. Tries to rev up the crowd, even with all the blood coming out of his face. This has been a war. Like every match these guys have had, this has been a war. And they are still refusing to give in. And look at this. Big knee. That devastating knee of the Vikings of Destiny from both of them. And look at this, going for it again. Lights out. Surely that's got to be it for David this time. Can he power out again? Yes, he can. Noah can't believe his eyes. He doesn't know what to do to put David away. They realised this last week, that even with the ambush, Sam and David were still willing to fight on. And the same again here tonight. Trying to hope that one of these pile drivers will put him away. But he's not going for just one this time and settling. David going for it again. Package pile driver, can he get him? Yes, he does. Drags him away from the ropes. And straight into the cover here. This is surely it now for the Vikings of Destiny. No, it's not. David can't believe his eyes. He thought he had that one in the bag. This is ridiculous. How much more damage can these guys take before they don't even turn up at the pay-per-view because of the amount of damage that they've taken? For David, the blood is almost a mask now. For Noah, the blood is getting increasingly worse the more damage he's taking. And all Loki can do at this point is watch. He knows if he gets involved one more time, he's out. And he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave Noah in the clutches of David. That is not the safest thing to do at all. Especially with David fighting on as much as he is. Trying to take these monsters down into the cover. It's a 2 count. On his own here tonight. No help. But looking like he doesn't need it because he still fights on even now. But now in the corner. Hold on a minute. What's he thinking? Tree of Woe. And this is not a good position for David to be in. Look at this. Stomping away, trying to choke him out there with the big boot. And flips him over into the cover. Is that going to be enough for the choke out? It's still not enough. And the crowd are loving this. Every match between the Vikings of Destiny and the Wolfpack has been a clinic in wrestling. It has been a masterclass. And they still still continue to fight on, looking to put him away with the knee. It hasn't proven that effective here tonight. Will it finally put David away? Into the cover. 2. No, it's still a 2. And I don't think Noah's ever had to use the knee as much as he's using it now. But now looking to put him away once again with the rack attack. Up on the shoulders. David's in trouble. Good night. That's got to be it. Into the cover. David fought valiantly, but what a win for the Vikings of Destiny, more specifically Noah. Another bloody war between the two teams concludes tonight with David just being outmatched. The chair shots didn't help, but David couldn't do the job when it was by himself. But a big victory for the Vikings of Destiny. David fought valiantly, as I say, but there was just no stopping him. Look at the blood pouring from this man's face. It was a war from all sides, and a bloody mess left in the ring from these guys, as only you can expect from a match of this caliber. But the question is, these two teams have been getting one up on each other each week to the point where they are back to level pegging between the two. But the question is, who is going to walk out of the Warzone pay-per-view, the WIW Fight Night Tag Team Champions? Big win for Noah tonight, but can they continue their momentum into the next matchup? Let's continue down the rest of the card. And we've been told to go backstage because it looks like these two, who are scheduled to face off at Warzone, are coming to blows here once again in the backstage arena. And an exchange of words once again leading to a fight backstage. And Big Boss, I feel like this is all he's done since his debut, just attack people backstage. And you know what? Anything to get an advantage. Look at that, dropping him on the boxes. Massive impact there with the suplex. And this has been a rivalry which has been brewing for a few weeks now. And what both of these men just trying to prove themselves here in WIW. Trying to prove that they can be dominant stars. But both of them have been getting in each other's way as of late. Both suffering losses to Big Willie because of this. And tonight, this has come to a dramatic conclusion as Chris Danger's crashed through the door. And Danger, of course, completely alone. No Max Danger backstage to help him right now. And this situation is just completely escalated. And I love how no one's backstage whenever help is needed. Once again, crashing him into the lockers. Or the changing room area, whatever. And now look at this, looking to use the chair on Danger right in the skull. And Big Boss seems more prepared this time. He's learned from his mistakes from McNair. Each day he gets better and better and stronger, but still makes the mistake of being too hesitant. And once at the end, Danger is able to capitalize on that fact. Irish whip. Oh, and crashing him into a chair there, if you saw that. So much dangerous stuff here in the backstage area to be used at your disposal. And look at Big Boss. He seems confident. Once again, trying to blindside someone. Oh, look at that, crashing him into the TV there. And the Big Boss using all of his surroundings tonight to try and dismantle Chris Danger before their match at Warzone. It will be a no-holds-barred match. There will be no disqualifications. Everything goes. But tonight they're already demonstrating that no-hold-barred mentality here in the backstage area. Crashing him into the TV again. And now look at this. Oh, Eagle Eye through the table. The table collapsed on the impact. Eagle Eye. The bounce from Big Boss crashed him through the table. And with the 600 pounds of weight just crashing at him, Danger took full advantage. Big impact there by Chris Danger, who does not back down from anything, Chris Danger. Now look at this, once again crashing him into that locker room drawer thing. And once again, oh look, this time to the outside. It's taking him out of this room. But Big Boss trying to get inside again. Oh, look at that, just crushing him once again into those boxes. What's he thinking now? Just trying to manhandle him. Just trying to get in his way. And no one is breaking this up here between these two. Would you want to get involved in something like this? Because these guys are just trying to break each other. These two both just trying to prove who the better man is. And it's one of those situations that you just don't want to get involved with, because you know it could be costly for you. And Danger sending a message here to the Big Boss. Oh, was looking for Eagle Eye again, but a big counter here to the Big Boss. Look at this, playing to the crowd. He knows the cameras are watching. He's trying to send a message to the rest of the locker room. And tonight, we're going to just do that. Went for the boss kick. Couldn't quite connect. And Danger. Look at this, the chops and the punches in full effect here. And these two just brawling, and it's been chaotic so far here tonight. First with David and Noah, but now between these two, and once again a suplex into the boxes. The messages are really being sent here. But the question is, when it comes to the real match, who's going to walk out on top? Because that's all that's going to matter between these two. They want to know who the better man is when they step in the ring for a no-hold-bars match at Warzone, in a match that is definitely going to be like a war. And now look at this. What's he thinking now? Just trying to keep control of the situation here. He started a fight, and he's hoping that he can finish this, because Danger just refuses to fight on. I thought maybe the Eagle Eye through the table might have done the trick, but it hasn't here. And now look at this, crashing him into the box. And continuing just the brawl. Super kick! And that's lights out for the Big Boss. Chris Danger sending a warning. But when these two get in the ring, will the result be the same? Or will Big Boss finally pick up his first victory? Will he first pick up his first victory that isn't by disqualification? Let's move on down the rest of the card. And this match, next up in the ring, is a very important matchup, because it determines the final competitor in the fatal four-way elimination match for the television championship and first man down to the ring. A man who's already had his fair share of title matches, as he already has competed for the World Heavyweight Championship, is Ryan Austin. Lost the Heavyweight Championship tournament, but now is going to have a crack at the Television Championship. He gets his shot, his opportunity here tonight, and if he can capitalise, then that's going to mean big things for him. The super athlete has been so dominant lately, and he just continues to reign terror here in WIW. The punt kick proving to be one of the most lethal moves in the game right now. But tonight, is it going to be enough to put away his opponent, who has made huge strides since becoming a WIW superstar, winning his debut fight and has continued to dominate since? It is Big Willie, who only picked up his first defeat last week by disqualification, 2 weeks ago, by disqualification, as an interference got involved between Big Boss and Chris Danger as another fight broke out. But this man has proved to be a dominant force, and it seems like there is no stopping him when he is getting going in a match. Tonight he has a chance to become a #1 contender, well, tied #1 contender, of course, with the two other people. We already know Sal and PJ McNair will be a part of the be a part of the Fatal 4-Way match at the pay-per-view. But now it's time to find who is the final opponent that Travis will have to deal with. Will it be Ryan, or will it be Big Willie? I'll tell you what, I don't know which one he'd actually prefer. Ryan, a lethal punisher. The super athlete works so hard, he's determined, and he fights on no matter what. But with Big Willie, a massive advantage in strength and power, and an obvious weight advantage for obvious reasons. But the Scotsman, a very confident man, not shy to show himself off, as you can probably tell by the name. But look at this, just Big Willie just tossing him down. And Ryan now getting crushed by the boots, but look at this, continuing to fight on. And Ryan's punt kick has been one of the most lethal finishes since the return. Of course, the ban moved in most wrestling, but not in this one, because this mayhem and fight night are just that. They are mayhem, they are chaotic, and they are here to fight, and that is what it is all about here on WIW. We don't ban moves because they hurt people. That's exactly the objective of wrestling. And now look at this. Ryan there with an elbow. And now what's Ryan thinking? To the corner. These two just trying to get an advantage in this match. It's been a pretty back and forth affair between the two so far. And look at this. Ryan with a double axe handle from the top rope. From the middle rope, excuse me. And the rivalry between McNair, Travis, and Sal has been brewing for weeks. And now they will find out who would be joining them in that fatal four-way. And it's important for both of these men to get there if they can and be a part of the Warzone pay-per-view. Of course, for both of these men, you've got to imagine that they could be interested in potentially going for the Money in the Bank ladder match. We already know that... Oh, look at this! Big move there by Big Willie. A big splash, and Ryan took a big blow from it. We already know that Black Jesus and Wilson Woodward will be a part of that matchup for the Money in the Bank ladder match. There's still 3 more people on each brand to announce. So 6 men, and I'm sure the hunt for those 6 men will begin at the pay-per-view. But now look at this. We'll begin at the pay-per-view, or we'll progress after the pay-per-view, depending on what's going to happen. And now look at this, into the cover. Looking to score the victory here. He could only get a 1. And Ryan, very lethal striker with the punches and kicks, as I mentioned. But of course, we've seen in the past, can be a bit of a submission specialist and tries here to do just that. But the massive monster that is Big Willie fights on. And look at this, in the corner. Look at that massive chop. And another one. Ryan in a vulnerable position here. Takes him to the top rope. What's he thinking? Looking for the superplex. From all the way up there, massive impact. And into the cover he goes. 1. And it's only a 1. And now look at this. Wrenching away on the neck. Big Willie in control now. I can definitely say that for now. But we know Ryan can turn the tide in a match with a single strike. And that strike, of course, being the kick. Look at that. Massive running boot from Big Willie. And now scoops him up. Looking to slam him down with a deadlift power slam. The strength advantage coming in full effect here. Now bringing Ryan back to his feet. Oh, look at that. Just trading shots now. Ryan's not afraid to stand up and strike. He knows he has the striking power. But against someone of this caliber, he's struggling. Oh, and a running power slam right in the middle of the corner. And that could do the damage here. But he's not done. He's ready to carry on. He's ready to inflict pain and make his mark here, Big Willie. And right now, Travis must be dreading what he's seeing. He's going to be in action later on tonight. Oh, no, sorry, he's not in action tonight. Oh, wait, no, he is. He is in action tonight against Wilson Woodward, the man who is going to the Money in the Bank ladder match. And now he must be watching in the backstage thinking, what does he do if one of these men make it? Because he's going to have to deal with one of them, and Ryan refusing to give in, showing the resiliency and the heart to fight on. He's proving to be a problem as well. The Big Willie just overpowering him right now. And Travis does not want to have to deal with that type of power if it comes down to it. But he's going to have to deal with one of the men. Oh, hold on a minute. That is worrying signs for Ryan. A very, very close 2 count there. But Ryan's still going to fight on despite this. No relentless, no giving up from Ryan here. The super athlete, he claims he works harder than anyone else. There's a backbreaker and into the Russian leg sweep. A very nice combination. He claims he works harder than anyone else, that no one even come close to the work rate that he produces. And tonight, trying to prove that to be true by getting himself his 2nd title shot in only 2 months. What's Ryan planning here? Ryan to the outside. He's trying to think this one through, deciding what to do, but Big Willie's Not going to give him a second to breathe, just coming straight at him. But maybe that breather was all that Ryan needed to get himself an opening here on the barricade. Oh, look at this. These two really just trying to get one up on each other. Every time it looks like one of them have established control and going to keep the control, the other one fights back. But you have to say the majority of the control has gone one way, and it's gone to the Scotsman. The referee continues to count on the outside. I'm sure that neither of these men would be unhappy with a count-out victory, but so far, it's looking that way. Count of 7. Oh, look at this. Ryan wants to get it back in the ring. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought... Oh, wait, look at this. Ryan's heading home. Ryan's not interested in this. He doesn't want to do this anymore. He's just chucked him back in the ring. And Ryan's walked off. Oh, wait a minute. Big Willie stops the count. But Ryan is leaving. And Big Willie wins. What was that about? Ryan wanted nothing to do with this monster, and he just walked away. Well, I have never seen anything like that. And that was me saying earlier that Ryan so far this year hasn't backed down from any challenge, continues to fight on. And he just walked away. He just decided that the title wasn't worth risking his career against this monster. And Big Willie's going to win on count out. He's going to face the Fatal 4-Way match. He has a shot of becoming the television champion. And Travis, after just seeing that, watching a man literally run away from this threat, must be sending shivers down his spine. He now has to deal with PJ McNair, who hates him, SaLgames, who hates him, and now Big Willie, who just wants to destroy anyone in his way. But look at this, he's a confident man, very confident man, and not scared to back down from, not scared of anyone, as you can imagine, not scared to back down from fight. Very curious move from Ryan there. I guess we'll have to see what his plans are in the future, but we'll move on down the rest of the card. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we hand over to the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at Warzone. It is King Sam, who is out here tonight to announce the stipulations for the matches, which they won the right to from the Wolfpack, of course, beating the Vikings of Destiny last week despite being blindsided, and King Sam picking up a victory as well against the current World Heavyweight Champion. So it's time to announce what's going to happen at Warzone. Over to King Sam. Ladies and gentlemen, after last week's victories for the Wolfpack, and of course, me, it's now time to announce the stipulations for our matches. Now, Steve and Dave, they knew what they wanted straight away. All they want is an all-out brawl. So the Tag Team Championships will be defended in a Tornado Tag Team match. As for me, well, many of you know that I know how to win, no matter what the match is. The reason I can do this is because I can spot weaknesses and exploit them. And Brad, I showed off his weakness last week. And therefore, with my trusted new hold, the crossface chicken wing, I'm going to take the title in a no DQ submission match. And it looks like original Brad coming out here, the World Heavyweight Champion, coming here to stake his claim and make his point heard here before their match at Warzone, face to face here tonight. Last week, tapping out to the crossface chicken wing, and it must have been an embarrassing first defeat for him, because King Sam did it all on his own. He did it cleanly, but King Sam is the best in the business for a reason. It may be self-proclaimed, but he proves it week in, week out. So let's see what Brad has to say to the so-called leader of the Wolfpack. You made an obvious mistake. I don't have a weakness. Unlike you, you are a weakness. Your little buddies won't be able to save you when the battle axe is dropped on you. You think I can't do submissions? I wouldn't bet on it, because at Warzone, I have something prepared for you, and you won't be escaping from it. I am weakness? Didn't I beat you? Didn't I make you tap? Didn't I end the unbeaten run of original Brad? Yes, I did, and I will do the same again at Warzone, because I am on my own level. You're not worth shining my boots, so enjoy the title where you got it. Keep it clean, because it's coming back home in a few days. You did beat me. To that I applaud you. You caught me on a bad day, which is rare. But at Warzone, I will not only make you tap out, I'm going to make sure that when I'm done, there won't be any air left in your lungs. I gave you this opportunity for a reason. I saved you from suspension with the intention of beating your ass at Warzone. Oh, please. He wouldn't suspend me, no matter how much he hates to admit it. He knows I'm not suspendable. I'm untouchable. I am the best in the world. He knows, you know, I know, and so does everybody else. So don't take it personally when it comes home with me. It's all business, and I'm what's best for business. Next up down the card, we have the Television Championship. Television Champion, excuse me. Coming out tonight to face the first man who has been confirmed for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And it is Travis coming down to the ring by himself. No Bob, no Alan, no Wolfpack. For the first time, he needs to practice because at the pay-per-view he's up against PJ McNair, Big Willie, and SaLgames. So he needs the practice of doing this by himself, and he's going to get that just here tonight, the Television Champion, after putting on what was by far the best match of his career last week against SaLgames. Tonight, he needs to continue his momentum, and if he could pick up the first win without anyone at ringside, it would be a massive occasion for Travis here. The newest member of the Wolfpack, the Television Champion, has got a tough task at the Warzone pay-per-view. But tonight, he's hoping to live up to that. He's looking to live up to the Wolfpack name, looking to live up to the name of the Television Champion. He's got a huge task here tonight, though, facing the first man to make to the Money in the Bank ladder match in Wilson Woodward, who only debuted a couple of weeks ago, but has made huge strides since then. And tonight, Travis has a huge task ahead. Prepare himself physically and mentally for the Warzone pay-per-view. And of course, tonight in the main event is King Sam yet again. He's going one-on-one with PJ McNair, the man who he ambushed last week in order to take his place in the matchup. Travis looking confident here, as here comes Wilson Woodward. Debuted 2 weeks ago, unable to pick up a debut win, but the following week picks up the first spot for Fight Night in the Money in the Bank ladder match, the 8-man ladder match, for a chance to get a contract for a title of your choosing whenever you wish to cash it in. And what a big opportunity that will be for Wilson Woodward. The only other one we know will be in that match is Black Jesus. That is the only other man that we know of at this current moment in time. But for right now, he needs to pick up a victory here, and what a big win it would be by picking up a victory against the Television Champion here tonight in one-on-one action. This is going to be a fantastic match. Bell rings and away we go. Look at this, Woodward straight off the bat. And remember, this is Travis's first match in a long time without anyone at ringside helping him, without anyone guiding the way. He has a job to do tonight, and he needs to make sure he does it. He needs to get out there, pick up a win, but he also needs to make sure not to take on too much damage. Oh, big counter there by Travis, getting out of harm's way. And now look at this, to the outside. Oh, look at this! Travis with a beautiful springboard to the outside. That's a way to start a match. And Travis not taking any prisoner here, looking to inflict pain on Wilson Woodward, who's made quite an impressive start to life here in WIW. Tonight, now trying to get a win over the Television Champion. Oh, look at that, a massive kick to the back of the head. And Travis now is confident. He's starting to show that confidence that you'd expect from a champion. As, of course, lately, he's had to depend a lot on the bodyguards and, of course, Sam and the Wolfpack. He has so much protection on him that it's no wonder that he feels confident. But tonight, he's completely alone. But after a big win last week, he's going to want to continue that momentum here tonight. And look at this, looking for a big counter. Look at that rake of the eyes. And now scooping him up, looking for the slam. Oh no, a big suplex. tossing him halfway across the ring. And now Travis to the middle rope, looking to fly. Oh, he caught the ref there. And I think inadvertently so, but he did catch the ref. And the referee, for the second time tonight, for the third time this week, goes down. And we seriously need to get a referee that's going to stop getting in the way of things. But now look at this. Travis into the camel clutch. Really, really showing his stuff here tonight now, Travis. A big opportunity to show what he's capable of in a match by himself. And look at this now. These two trading fists in the middle of the ring. These two really battling away, trying to get an edge here. And Wilson Woodward does just that. And gets outside. Travis, he manages to roll out of harm's way. And look at this. What's Travis thinking? Taking a minute to breathe on the outside. And Wilson Woodward's begging him to get back in the ring, but Travis has no interest. Oh, but look at this, SaLgames! SaLgames saw he was about to run and tosses him back in the ring. One of his opponents at the pay-per-view. And look at this. Travis going straight after him. Looking to find SaLgames, but look at this. He's forgotten about Woodward, who's taken full advantage here. And Travis tried to run away from Wilson Woodward as he saw this match was going nowhere. And now Woodward has a complete opening to carry on through this match and take out Travis. Credit to SaLgames for getting him back in the ring. We nearly saw our second walkout of the night. Ryan did it earlier. He decided to walk out on Big Willie, which allowed Big Willie an entry into this match. And then Travis just tried to do the same thing here. But instead, SaLgames keeping him in the match. SaLgames just trying to get a little bit of some revenge, some payback before the Warzone pay-per-view. Last week they had a match which was one of Travis's bests. If not one of the best that these guys have had in a while. The count doesn't seem to be slowing down, by the way. Speeding up, by the way. The referee taking his time not to count here. Is the referee planning on counting at all? I guess the referee is carrying on. Oh, then again, SaLgames wasn't disqualified for the interruption. And look at this, begging him to get back in the ring. And Travis is going to oblige now. He has no choice. He knows he can't escape because SaLgames just waiting for him at the top of the ramp. And look at this, Wilson Woodward just begging him to get back in the ring. Oh, look at this. He got caught taunting, but Travis couldn't capitalize on it. And once again, the referee getting in the way. We seriously need some new refs here in WIW. These ones are not doing the job. And now look at this, Wilson Woodward from the top rope. Oh, a massive inverted suplex from the top rope. And Wilson Woodward with an opening to put this one away. Looking for a pile driver. Connects. And now dragging Travis to the middle of the ring. Travis has taken a significant beating here tonight. Not just from him, but from SaLgames as well. But yet he fights on. Yet he finds a way to keep going. Travis, the TV champion, axe kick to the back of the head. Continuing to fight on here. Refusing to just lay down. And now Travis sees an opening for an elbow drop and into a cover. The referee's going to make the count. 2. Oh, and it's only a 2. And I'd love to see the day that elbow drop wraps up the match. Oh, look at this. Once again, Wilson Woodward taking the time to taunt. He's a very confident man. But as we've seen, not only tonight, but in previous matches, he's let that confidence affect his results. And now Woodward trying to capitalize. Oh, look at that. Travis with a big counter. And another counter this time by Woodward. And this has been a fantastic match, and we're not even done yet. We still have one amazing match to follow after this. Big counter there from Travis. Trying to keep himself alive in this match. He knows he can't escape. He's just not being allowed to. And that is why he's fighting on with everything he's got left. In the tank, looking for the elbow drop again. This time into the cover again. Is he actually going to get it this time? Oh, he nearly did there. Count of 2.5. And the television champion. Currently unbeaten this month. Technically, he did lose to PJ McNair in disqualification, but he did not lose the title. And that's all he's going to care about. And Woodward is now cut open from crushing the impact of the turnbuckle. But he fights on still. And on Friday Fight Night, there is so much blood and so much destruction that happens. Someone would think that these are the Mayhem matches and the other way around for Fight Night, because Fight Night, they're so friendly on Fight Night. They have their moments of aggression and hatred, but the majority of it, they shake hands, they applaud the crowd, they soak in the applause from the crowd, and now looking to put him away, Wilson Woodward. Looking for it. Big move. Big impact by Wilson Woodward into the cover. He's going to steal the win on the television. No! Travis fights. Travis still survives, and Woodward can't believe his luck. He cannot believe his luck. Travis fights on, refusing to give in, the television champion. Showing he's not backing down for anyone if he didn't show it enough last week. Look at that, kicked into the middle for a big axe handle to come. And now look at that, with the leg drop, misses. Travis has an opening. He needs to capitalize on it. What's he planning? Just snaps him over the shoulder. And now wrenching away. Looking for an eye rake, and he does. The referee once again refuses to acknowledge that even happened. Just pretends that nothing happened. Good to see that the referees are doing their job, you know. As always, of course. And now look at this big counter by Woodward. Trying to put Travis away here if he can. Back up on the shoulders. Travis in trouble. Going for it again. Oh, wait, no. Big counter by Travis. Big counter. And Woodward can't believe it. I can't believe that Travis is fighting on this well. Despite being blindsided, he still fights on here. The television champion refusing to back down for anyone. And now look at this. Looking for a DDT. Big connection. And Travis, he tried to run, but when he's locked in this ring, when he knows he can't escape, he's going to continue to fight on, and he's going to continue to try and show dominance as the champion, looking for the pile driver again. And Travis really is in trouble now. Oh, look at that pop-up punch. And Wilson Woodward bringing the fight back. He let it slip for a moment, but now once again looking for that power slam or whatever it is. Big move there. I completely butchered that. But Wilson Woodward, no, it's only a 2. And that fireman's carry slam. Couldn't quite get the job. That was the word I was looking for, fireman's carry. I don't know how I ended up with a power slam. And look at this, Travis. Struggling to get momentum back. Woodward in control now. And look at this. Oh, tried to spin him around there, trying to get in control, and Travis tried to do the same. Big counter by Woodward. Everything Travis is trying right now is just being countered. And now Woodward ready to finish this. Up on the shoulders again. Can he connect this time? Yes, he can. Slams him down, and the television champion has been knocked off by Wilson. No! What? He kicks again at the count of 2.5. Well, Wilson Woodward playing to the crowd, but surely he must be surprised by the fact that Travis is still going. Hurricane Rana. Travis just not backing down. We saw last week. Refused to give in, and this week the same result. Travis looking to fly. Shooting star press. From the top rope, and that could be enough. Travis looking to walk away with the victory. Oh, and he's so close there at 2.5. Unbelievable stuff here. Travis putting on another clinic of resiliency. As much as he tried to run, as much as he tried to cower away and just give himself an easy ride, tonight he's having to put himself through the paces just to make it to the Warzone pay-per-view. Powerbomb and into the cover. The referee a little slow to make the count, but it's a 2 and into the Boston Crab. And Woodward's already taken a hit and he taps. Well, as much as Travis tried to run away and make life easier for himself, he is forced back into the ring by SaLgames, and I think that was the moment that triggered him. He realised he had to fight on, he had to prove that he's not backing down, and that he's willing to do whatever it takes to retain the television championship. At the pay-per-view, Wilson Woodward put on a fight, but he couldn't make the most of it. Several big moves, it just couldn't put him away. And Travis, in the end, walks out with the victory by himself in what was near enough a 2-on-1 situation, because every time he tried to leave the ring, SaLgames was there waiting for it. Big win for Travis, sending a message to the rest of the competitors at the pay-per-view. But the question is, can Travis retain his television championship when left alone with 3 men who are out for his title? Let's move on to tonight's main event. Tonight's main event, PJ McNair gets some chance at revenge after last week being ambushed before his match. And it was really done discreetly. I didn't even know it happened. No one backstage even knew it happened. Just a crazy night for PJ McNair. Apparently he's fine. He's escaped unscathed. But tonight he's here to face against his attacker, or at least one of them. I'm assuming the whole Wolfpack must have attacked him. It is PJ McNair making his way down to the ring to face King Sam, who last week put on an incredible fight in what was a preview of the Warzone pay-per-view against Original Brad. Will the same result happen this weekend with those two locked horns again? Already an exchange of words today. Last week, an exchange of fists. And it was Sam that came out on top. But will Original Brad provide the fight back at the pay-per-view, retain the heavyweight championship, and prevent the Wolfpack from maintaining control? Because the Wolfpack are just a few titles away from taking over. They already have 2 of the 3. They need 1 more, and that World Heavyweight Championship. That World Heavyweight Championship around Original Brad's waist is the only one left. And this man has made huge strides this month, and of course, since being in WIW. The man who calls himself the franchise, the man who believes he is the face of WIW, who believes that this show wouldn't even operate if he wasn't here, and that the suspension claims from the general manager were all just fake. He is a very, very confident individual, but he backs it up in the ring with an incredible fighting style and tactics. He's a smart competitor, which you don't see from a lot of people. A lot of people just go in there and let their fists do the talking. Sam, he's a tacticianist. He sees when he's in control, when he's not in control, how he's going to win this match. He has it all planned ahead. And tonight, he's going to have to do just that here against PJ McNair in what's an important match for King Sam. He's not going to want to take too much damage. He's going to have to want to get this done cleanly and efficiently. McNair's been in great form, and it's been a good showing from Sam lately. And look at this, McNair straight away just trying to get his revenge from the blindsided attack that occurred last week. And then he even went on to use his theme song just to play out the charade. And then at the end of that played Brad's theme song to mock him even more. And I don't know how much he paid the sound guy to do all of that, but the master of mind games now playing the demon, who of course uses the demon persona as a mind game to maintain control, and the McNair trying to do the best he can here tonight. He wants revenge, but I can imagine the attack from last week must be still on his mind, still lingering. And King Sam in control. Wait a minute! And there's Original Brad taking matters into his own hands. They exchanged words earlier, but clearly Brad was not done. This match is ended in disqualification. Well, it's heated up, and what a way to conclude before entering Warzone. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Original Brad making his claim there for the Warzone pay-per-view, which will be the next episode here on WIW. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts and feelings on this and what you think is going to happen at the pay-per-view. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys in the future. Peace.